Jordan, why don't you do it? You have a new microphone, so you can sound better. All right, Redemption. That was Jesse saying, "Welcome to the slashGROUP podcast."
There we go.
That doesn't sound like anything, Jesse. It sounded like you were just going.
I was trying my best Murloc impression.
I'll save my intro for next week.
Okay.
I can't top that this week.
No, you can't. I couldn't even think of one, so I guess Jesse wins. Welcome to the slashGROUP podcast, everyone. Derek here. I'm with Jordan and Jesse.
Yo.
This week we're going to just it's gonna be another just like free for all. I think we're gonna talk about gaming news, things that are going on in the gaming industry in these 3 weeks prior to E3. I think it's exactly 3 weeks actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah.
Tuesday,
just
yeah.
about.
I think day 0 is Tuesday. I think.
Well,
yeah. So
it is a Tuesday, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Yeah, the 13th. So it's one.
Kinda
yeah,
weird.
exactly 3 weeks away. 3 weeks. Cool. So I guess the first big thing that I want to bring up, because it's launching today and I can't wait to stop doing this podcast so I can play it, is the 1 year anniversary of Overwatch. Woo! Yeah!
It feels like it's been out so much longer than a year. I mean, the beta was like a long time, so it feels like. Still, that's crazy.
Yeah, 1 whole year. It's felt like much longer, but whatever. It's because they just keep throwing stuff into the game. But 1 year anniversary. They're doing a pretty big event for it. They have 11 new skins. 11 new skins. They have a new skin for Pharah, Soldier, Diva, Tracer,
I saw the Diva
Hanzo. The Diva one's really cute. I definitely want to get the Diva one. It's called Cruiser, and it looks like she's in like a little. Her mech is like a little bug car, and it has like a air freshener dangling in it. And she's got like a what decade is that?
70s?
She's kind of like pin-up-y looking almost. She's got like make whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Leave off Hanzo.
40s,
She gets a skin all the time, like
She
every
does.
single thing.
She's not one that, but she's like
pretty
one of the most popular characters. So,
Yeah.
Very recognizable.
May got one that's pretty interesting. It's the Beekeeper skin. Her little robot guy in her back has like little antennas. It's cute. This one is going to make a lot of people pretty happy. Zarya got a new skin. She's been pretty much ripped off for every single event. So it's pretty cool to see her get one.
I think her and Widowmaker too. I see like
Widowmaker doesn't get a lot, and she doesn't have one in this. But Bastion gets one. Genji gets one.
Genji
where he
and
looks like a
Hanzo,
Power
right?
Ranger. Yeah, Genji and Hanzo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is pretty cool. They're. I mean, I think they pretty much give them both one at the same time.
Not always actually.
Like the.
There's been a couple where.
Well, he got that cyborg looking one, that cyborg skin. I don't think Hanzo got one when he got that.
No, and Genji got the ripped apart, like
Right,
not
yeah.
all the way not all the way a robot yet.
Yeah, that's
skin.
the one I meant.
And then my two favorite, Symmetra is finally getting a new cool skin, and Lucio's getting a new skin, and it's actually really cool. Lucio getting a new skin is pretty interesting because I was watching the developer stuff with Jeff from Overwatch, and they did something interesting. So the skin is called Jazzy, and he's wearing kind of like a jazz outfit. Mm-hmm. He's got like sunglasses on, and I haven't looked at it yet in game yet because I literally just got home from work. But it looks like in like the picture he has a saxophone for his gun.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is not that. It's that instead of having the same songs for his healing song and his speed boost song, they changed the songs so they fit the skin better.
I love that.
So I don't know what it sounds like yet, but I'm gonna fucking.
Is that gonna be now? Are these skins considered legendary?
Yeah, they're all 3,000.
Okay.
Coins apiece.
Are they like limited to this event?
Yes.
Fuck. All right.
Yes.
That's kind of a bummer, but
but the other thing that a lot of people are excited about, and I'm pretty excited about it, are the introduction the introduction of dance emotes, which I'm surprised have not been in the game prior. No. So each character is getting their own dance. Those are going to be in the game permanently.
I wonder if they're going to at all incorporate the dances that the Heroes of the Storm Overwatch characters have, because they already have dances in Heroes of the Storm.
I do not know. What is Genji's dance in Heroes of the Storm?
I think he dances with his sword.
Oh no, he just kind of he does a really weird dance. Actually, I can't really describe it at all. He kind of flails around a lot. But yeah, so they all get a cool dance. Some of them are more fun than others. Like Reinhardt dances, like slow dances with his hammer.
Okay.
Does he mac on it? Like make out with it?
I don't think so. He just kind of like does a slow dance with it. Lucio like break dances and stuff, which is pretty obvious. Bastion does like a robot jig, like kind of hops around and does like a humping motion, and it's kind of fun. But my favorite is Zenyatta. Zenyatta has this really cool, it's slow and it's not really a dance. He kind of just like spins around, but he does cool things with his balls. I like when Zenyatta plays with his balls. You can't really
say that any other way.
So.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's that. So those themselves are usually like pretty big event things where people are like, oh my god, things that I can get in my loot box, and then they like run online and either buy a bunch, which I may do, or
don't do it,
or play until they get whatever they want. But so also there are 4 new arena maps, which is pretty interesting. So these are the maps that are usually in the arcade games, like the 3v3 elimination and whatnot. Did I say three or 4 new maps? There's 3 new maps. I don't know why I said 4. So there's the Black Forest, which is outside of Eichenwald, which is like Bastion's place, and it's kind of where the last Bastion cinematic thing took place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember that.
So there's like there's gonna be like a bunch of like dead Bastions around and stuff, and it's gonna be in the woods, which is interesting and unique to Overwatch.
Are we gonna cry every time we go into that map? Because holy crap, that's cinematic.
Maybe, I don't know. Then there's Castillo, which takes place. It's in Mexico, and it takes place. What's that map that takes place in the same area? There's a payload map. I can't remember the name of it.
Is it at nighttime?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I don't really like that. Like, I like that map, but I also don't like. I hate moving the payload on that map. It's a struggle at first sometimes. But anyway, it takes place like above that, which doesn't make sense unless you think of like is it Spain? Is it Spain or is it Mexico?
I think it's Spain. I
don't know.
Say it's
Spain. I don't know. Whatever. It's a Spanish-speaking country, which I know it like everyone's gonna be like, "What the fuck? That's racist. Not Mexicans aren't even close to native Spanish speakers." Blah blah. But whatever. So I think whatever Spain. It looks more Spanish now that I'm looking at like the picture of it.
Madrid.
But
what? I don't know. I said Madrid. I don't know if that's a map.
It's like
they're all cities, right?
So it's like but they're like fake cities. It's like it's like a cliff, like, so there's like lower levels of the city, and this takes place on like a higher level. So from what I understand is if you're standing in certain parts of the map, you can actually look down and see the entirety of the other map below you, like down on like a lower level of the thing. And then the third one, which takes place in Egypt ? I think Egypt. Necropolis.
That sounds like an Egyptian name.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it takes place like outside of the Temple of Anubis, which is Egypt. So
God of Death.
Yeah. So that's another. It's like a nighttime one.
I like the nighttime ones.
Yeah, they're interesting. But I'm most excited for Black Forest. I shouldn't have opened with that one, but yeah, that one seems the coolest. It seems the most unique, especially if it actually is really wooded and less city-like.
Now, all these maps, they're all they're not just for this event, right? They're like
no, these are permanent.
Them? Okay,
these are permanent maps.
But these are just the arena ones, right?
Those are just arena, yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they plan on moving those to being like payload or point capture things in the future, but whatever. So
that's a start.
Yeah, that's a start. So that's pretty big. And then they're doing some other tweaks, I'm just trying to think because I listened to the developer thing at work when I was inventorying stuff, but the one thing that I thought sounded pretty cool is when you're doing like elimination arenas, it used to be after a certain time, like your time limit, it would show the other player on the map. You could see the other player. And instead of doing that, because basically what would happen is players would just kind of like hang out in their base and like try to draw the other player there or hope the other player was dumb enough to run over there. And then they kill him that way. There's a lot of ways you can kind of like cheat the system with it and kind of make it unfair, and you'd either just kill the timer and it would be like a draw, or it would just seem unfair to the other player who lost. So what they're doing is, instead of that, I think it's at 30 seconds, a capture point pops up in the center of the map, and whoever's the first to capture that point wins.
Interesting.
So if there's players left within the time limit, they have to go and capture that point, which I guess they're hoping will draw people out and not try to
King of the Hill
just
kind of thing.
Kill the timer. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Those are the big things that I could think of. It's exciting that a lot of it is going to be permanent and it's not just
an event type thing.
My one thing with that game is I wish, like, I get that they're making the skins like in a time limit to get everyone playing again. Like, I get the point of that, but also
it would be nice to just do like a legacy loot box and like just generalize, or like an event loot box.
So here's the other thing. I don't know if this was mentioned in the developer thing or if it was mentioned because I think they also did an AMA on Reddit recently. It might have been on that. They're not going to do a ton of brand new events in the second year. It's going to be a lot of like quote unquote repeat events, but they're going to build on them. So like they probably won't have the summer games.
I was just about to say that one in specifically is like
they probably won't have
really
that one because it's Olympics. But they might, like call it like summer fun, like summer fun thing, and they might like
that's the name of it.
Summer fun thing.
Yep.
So they'll most likely still have Lucio Ball and like the other things, but they might add to it. Like they might add another game or something, kind of like how WoW does it. So WoW will like change things. Like it's the same events every year for the holidays.
Yeah, but they add little minor stuff.
They add little minor things to it. So maybe they'll change the summertime costumes to not have the Olympic symbol on it or whatever, and it'll just be more beach fun. And maybe they'll add more characters to have, because like not every character had a summer game skin, or not every character had a Halloween skin. Not every character had a New Year's skin or whatever.
I think every character have a Christmas skin though, or sorry,
nope,
holiday skin?
Nope. Yeah, Jordan, it's not Christmas, it's the holiday now. God, gotta get politically correct. Anyway, so they're gonna add to it. And the other thing is people were like, bring back Uprising. Uprising was so fun. Like, make it permanent. Make it like a permanent
they really should.
PvE event. And their thing was, it was almost like a test run. So the Halloween event was like their first attempt at
PvE.
having a PvE event.
Yeah.
And it was kind of minor. Like there wasn't a ton going on. And then Uprising was bigger, and there was more going on, and there was more objectives, and et cetera, et cetera. So what they said was their next PvE thing they want to be like 10 times bigger than Uprising, which I don't know if they're going to like 10 times bigger is pretty big. So I don't know if they want to like start incorporating like a story mode or like a PvE.
Would be interesting if they actually continue the story and maybe did like a comic line along with it, or like a comic line building up to it.
They have the comic.
But
they have comics.
Well, I'm saying like
they're actually doing, if you're interested,
like a storyline.
They're releasing like a hardcover like volume of all the comics.
I did see that on MMO Champ. They said that they were doing that.
Yeah, and they're doing an art book too, which is interesting.
I hope they do a story mode for this game because
they need to.
The
story's so like interesting. Like the story. The faux, I don't want to call it faux story because there is actually story there, but the story is so interesting, and I just like want to dive into it more, and I want to like
it'd be nice to actually play
these
it.
Things.
Like
yeah, that's why I like Uprising
it's outside
so
of the
much.
Game, but you know,
yeah,
that's like
that's why I like Uprising so much is because like they brought you back in time, which who cares? Like I'm fine with going back in time, and I mean not really back in time, but. So like the main, like I said when it first came out, the main version of Uprising was you could only play as Tracer, Torbjorn, Reinhardt, and Mercy. Yeah, Mercy.
Oh,
and
I played that mode with you guys.
Yeah,
that's right.
They all had their like old style
books.
Overwatch skins, and they all looked a little younger, and Torbjorn more than any of the other ones, but so
oh god, have a beard, please.
he had like a smaller beard. Yeah, so it would be awesome if they did like a bunch of different like quote unquote Uprising versions where it was like kind of like going back in time with like a handful of characters and experiencing a part of their past with those specific ones, and you know like seeing them like back in the day, because it'd be pretty interesting. Though I don't know how. I mean, I guess D.Va was in Overwatch, so I was gonna say it'd be interesting for D.Va because she was a StarCraft player, which wouldn't really be a fun campaign to play.
Yeah.
All right, you're playing Overwatch. Play a round of StarCraft.
I'm sure they could do some kind of mini game to make it fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think that because everyone loves like. They did a good job with this game with getting the people to love the characters first.
The character design is just awesome.
Yeah.
And, like the character, like the personalities are fun and the backstories are like intriguing.
And,
so
like that's the thing. Like before any of the or comics or anything, like people completely based their love around the characters for like the way they interacted with each other, and like the setup screen, and like the waiting area before the match. Like some characters have interactions with each other, and like everyone was just like trying to figure out, all right, who's the backstory, like
who's related to who,
is Lucio into Pharah, like all this kind of shit, and it's really fun.
Well, right now it's Lucio into D.Va. I think it's always kind of been Lucio into D.Va, because when they're together, Lucio's like, whoa, D.Va, I'm a big fan, can I get your autograph? And she's like, only if I can get yours first, because he's a DJ obviously, and you know, she's younger, so it would make sense that she would like kind of dance music. But and then now Anna and Reinhardt have like interactions and stuff, and Anna and Pharah have interactions because Pharah is Anna's daughter,
mama and daughter.
And it's kind of assumed that Reinhardt is, if not Farah's dad,
the one who placed the seed,
like Anna's love interest, if not Farah's dad, because they kind of have that kind of thing going on. You know what I mean? Which is why Robin and I are gonna cosplay as them for Comic-Con.
Who's gonna be Reinhardt?
Me. Robin I can't. It'd be interesting to do a gender bend, but I wouldn't want to be on a gender bend. That's boring. I would want to be like I don't know, like a Widowmaker gender bend or like a Symmetra gender bend. One where it's like I'd be like Lady Beard, basically that guy from Japan or Korea or wherever he's from. But yeah, anyway, so those are like the big things with Overwatch. No new character announcements yet, which everyone.
God damn it, where's Doomfist?
Yeah, exactly. Everyone was kind of hoping for a new character.
Yeah, with this whole anniversary. Maybe they'll do it at like the very end of the anniversary event, and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well thanks for participating. Oh, by the way, here's a teaser of the new character."
It's literally so the anniversary literally ends the day before E3, so they could easily just like be like, now that the anniversary's over, here's your new character. Bow, 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 Doomfist.
And now to start out the new year.
Yeah, exactly. So who knows? They're also not. I don't think everything has been introduced immediately. Like there might be some updates to the anniversary. Like I think all the skins and dances are there, but I'm not sure if all the maps are in right away. So there could also be other updates. The other thing that I saw that people were kind of expecting but hasn't been shown yet is like a new character cinematic, and a lot of people were speculating that there would be a Mei cinematic.
Why
or
Mei?
Like backstory thing, because a lot of it's hard to explain. It's not hard to explain. I can just explain it. We have plenty of time. So there was a guy on Reddit who basically predicted Orisa, and he predicted something else pretty big. I can't remember what it was now.
Was it
but
Sombra?
He was basically like, no, it wasn't a character. It was something else in game, like a map or something.
The Bastion cinematic.
I don't know. I don't remember what it was.
Was that?
He speculated.
He was the last one, though, right? The last one that they've done.
I think he was the last one that got one. Yeah. But he's been 100% right with like all his predictions and like
he's the chosen
leaks. So he was saying that there's one in the works or whatever, and that to expect it around the 1 year anniversary. So everyone's like, "Oh my god, we're gonna get a Mei cinematic!" And Mei's a pretty loved character because she's thick and whatever. So, but there isn't one yet. But who knows?
I haven't played as Mei. I don't think ever.
I play her every now and then. She's fun. I just I know the pain and suffering that other players experience when I play as Mei, and it makes me feel extra bad. So, because honestly, there's nothing worse than turning a corner and then being frozen and have Mei wave at you and then kill you with one shot to the head. Yeah. So that's why. I mean, that's not the main reason why. I'm just not the greatest with her.
I just play Lucio a lot, so
yeah. Lucio is still my top played character with Symmetra pretty close behind, and that's why I have both their pop figures on my desk because they're my mains.
Honestly, though,
LaCroix makes me so hiccupy and burpy.
That skin, if he has a saxophone and the music changes, I'm tempted to do it. If it's only 3,000 gold, I might even have that. So
yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm at 25 or 28, so we'll see.
Yeah.
Like I said, I may buy some loot boxes.
I've done it. I bought 10.
When did I buy some? I bought some. Oh, I bought I think 10 for the Year of the Rooster event, the New Year event, because I liked Diva's skin, and there's another one that I wanted, but I didn't get it. Oh, Symmetra skin. I didn't get Symmetra skin for it. But Diva had a long skirt on and a billowy shirt, and her mech had fun tassels on it. It was cute. So I wanted it, and I got it, and I was happy.
Do you use it?
Not anymore, because now I have the police skin from the first one. Or for the heroes. I'm so glad I don't have to play heroes anymore for hopefully another few months.
It's fun.
I was getting so mad last night. So Robin and I have this really bad habit of waiting until the night before it ends to do the events.
Pro tip: don't do that.
So we were playing at like 10:30 at night, and I was tired from the day.
Ugh.
Yeah, we started at 10:30, and this one wasn't like, it wasn't 5 versus AI. It was 5. You had to do 5 quick plays.
Quick matches, yeah.
So I was literally like, I'd say by the end of the third into the fourth, I was literally just like clicking the other opponent's core and just like letting my character run and like pray that I died on the way there.
They call that throwing.
Yeah. So I was throwing hard. I was like pitching, like
no. You were throwing the ball, and you were just like throwing the ball on the ground in front of you, throwing balls. You were throwing rocks.
I was, yeah, and so Robin was like, we might actually win if you played, and I was like, yeah, but then I have to play, so, and
I don't know why it gets so much flack. I don't know. I like it. I think
I just feel
there's
like
a certain degree of skill when it comes to playing certain characters. If you once you find the right character that you like, I feel it's very easy.
Well, no. So there are some characters that I actually like to play, but then there are other characters that are just fucking way better than my characters that I like to play. I just get fucking, I don't want to use the R word, but I get raped wicked hard. Like, we were playing and there was a match with a butcher, and the butcher would just fucking like kill me instantly. And then there's, and I know there are ways to like avoid him, but as someone that's not a skilled player, like as someone that doesn't play all the time.
If only you knew someone that plays all the time that could give you tips. If only.
But so he just kept killing Robin and I, and we were getting super frustrated. And then I was actually doing pretty well as Zarya at one point. She was actually pretty fun to play. But then, frick, who was it?
The Overwatch players are Overwatch
Chromie.
characters.
There was a Chromie player that was just like, it felt like she was one-shotting us.
Oh, she's super powerful. Yeah, I watched.
It was like, I was like, this is dumb. So
all
the
of the
match,
mage classes, they're glass cannons. They are. I mean, if you can actually get to them, or if you can get a group of people to like slow them down or stun them or root them or something, then like they're dead. Then like they got nothing.
The match that we had the Butcher and Chromie in is when I gave up. I was like, metaphorically threw my controller. I didn't have a controller because we were playing on a computer, but like if I could have tossed Robin's laptop out of a window, I probably would have.
Well, my thing with that game is that the way the experience system works, I don't like it, because
I don't mind it now. Then it's fine now. Like I actually get loot boxes and I feel like I actually unlock stuff.
Well, so that's not what I'm talking about. That I'm fine with.
No.
That's
okay. I think he's talking about the in-game.
The in-game
like
experience.
The actual in a match.
Because you level as a team. So my problem is that with other games like League and Dota, you have like individual character levels, which means that you kind of have a responsibility to just not suck. The problem with heroes that I have is that if you have like one or two people that are just kind of being shit, it like hurts the whole team. And like well, yeah, but you're trying. There are people who will just AFK and stand there.
No, I meant me when I was literally just like clicking on the opponent's core at the beginning of the game and just running to the end and dying.
Right. And so like what happens is it brings down the whole team, and it's really hard to come back as a team from situations like that, because the other team ramps up in power, and then it just like it's kind of like you reach a point of like it's ridiculously hard to come back from it. And like so within the first 5 minutes of the match you kind of have an idea of who's going to win, which is why I was like, I get that it's fine. It's nice that it's like 20 minutes long as opposed to like League's hour-long matches. But
I wish they were shorter.
Exactly.
That way I'd be done faster.
So I will argue the opposite.
You wish they were longer?
Oh wait, no. The as far as it goes with the argument about the experience thing, I like it just because you can have some people just tunneling lane, but there's like, and they're not helping with the team fights, but they are contributing experience still. Like any minions being killed is going to be helping. When it comes to people that are like just dying constantly, or just running in the middle of the lane and dying, like they keep going to every fight, that's when the other team is going to get an advantage. But if everyone's just kind of doing something, then everyone gets better. I mean, if they're playing the game, you're gonna get an advantage.
Yeah, and that's assuming you get a pub of competent people, which in my experience of playing the game doesn't happen. So like,
not always.
You're lucky to get people that just don't rage.
So I tip my hat because I play all the time and I'm not bad, and I play and David play. I always just play with the same people. I guess I don't just quick match anymore. That's a common theme with a lot of multiplayer games nowadays that I've discovered, is that if I'm not playing with someone, I'm gonna have a bad time, just because I will get onto a team that people will not be helpful with, or they just are bad.
Speaking of multiplayer,
can
we talk about Destiny?
Oh, yeah.
Destiny 2.
Yeah. So I watched the live stream of the event that they held last week.
I didn't.
I caught a bit of it. Not all of it, but I did catch a good chunk of it.
They're like, I'm excited for Destiny. I like what I saw. I think it looks really good. As far as like the gunplay looks, I mean, it's Bungie. The gunplay is basically the same. But I am excited for all of the little improvements that they're making. As far as like being able to match with people in game, being able to have a fucking clan within the game itself and not on a website that you have to go online outside of the game. Or being able to pick up or get a group in the game itself. Like that made zero sense to me why the first Destiny had all of these like little tiny things. Like getting a group was a nightmare. And for such a community,
take notes, game. Nintendo.
Yeah,
take notes about how to make group systems.
Seriously, like the whole phone app thing, I'm so nervous for. Like, but like, I'm excited for all of the like little improvements, and I think like if they do it well, the game will be a big hit, and because as someone who played Destiny, the original, seeing the vanilla and then going back to Taken King after, seeing the difference between the two, like it was night and day. And if they can keep going in a direction that's like, hey, we are super community driven, where like, hey, we have a raid of 5 people and we need 1 more, and we pick up a random person, and they're less likely to be a dick if they have to use voice chat. I've found. So like that's exciting. It means that more people are going to be able to see the end game content, are going to be able to experience like what the game has to offer. So we'll see. I just watched like I don't know if it was like the full gameplay trailer they showed, but I watched a short gameplay trailer, and I was like, okay, it looks like Destiny. It didn't like blow me away. I was like, this looks
If you haven't seen Destiny before, you probably would be like, wow, that looks really cool. But if you've seen Destiny before, most people were saying, wow, cool, Destiny Remastered Edition, because like they're not really, it doesn't look visually like they've changed much.
Yeah.
What I've heard is that the PC version, it looks ridiculous compared to the PS4 and like Xbox.
Yeah.
So the version to get is obviously going to be the PC one, and that's usually the case for any sort of console game anyway.
Yeah, but are you going to be able to play with people if you get the PC version is
the
question.
And that's the shitty situation I'm in, is I know that all of the people I played with are going to buy it for PS4 because they don't have PCs. So and Destiny is a game where I don't think I'd buy 2 copies of it.
No.
So because I don't think I'd have anything.
You wouldn't buy 2 copies also because you'd have to buy the DLC for every copy as well.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Exactly. And I mean, but that's the other thing. Overwatch, I'm okay with doing it because everything is free anyway. But Destiny is kind of I wouldn't do it. But also having it be on BattleNet is going to be interesting.
Oh yes, I was just about to bring that up.
Because I'm intrigued to see where they go with this. Does that mean that they're gonna start putting Destiny characters in like random Blizzard games?
No. They've already said that Destiny is not in any way going to be affiliated with Blizzard, other than the fact that they're utilizing the Blizzard app as a mode to have parties and like set up voice chats and have like friends lists and stuff. Other than that, Blizzard's like, no, this is pretty much just Activision saying you got to do this. Because it's not like everything, like servers are all on Bungie's end, customer service is all on Bungie's end, unless it has to do specifically with the Blizzard app.
Well,
or Battle.net as they were calling it, even though it's not called Battle.net anymore.
I know. Well, I'm excited actually because if for
they said that was a blunder, that was a one time. It definitely is still the Blizzard launcher.
Of course it is.
It's always going to be Battle.net though.
It's been Battle.net for so long. Like one day your company's like, oh, by the way, this is the Blizzard app now. People are still going to call it Battle.net by accident.
Yeah, it's such a it's such a good name. I mean I understand why they did it, but Battle.net just kind of rolls off the tongue. But I mean, as far as like, because the big concern for on the PC, the big concern was cheating, and Blizzard is very good at making sure that there aren't any cheaters, really.
But is that in their games or is that through the Blizzard app? Because
I think, if it has to go through Blizzard, it's going to have to probably.
But it's not going through Blizzard.
If it's going to be using their
isn't
app,
going through Blizzard.
The only thing that's going to be through the app that I was reading was that you're going to be able to form parties and talk with your other Blizzard client friends.
Yeah. Exactly. It's not like literally the game is not going through Blizzard at all.
Like the game itself, it'll be almost like Steam. You know, you can talk with people through Steam, but Steam doesn't control anything with the actual games.
I mean, Steam uses VAC. Like they use that's their anti-cheat thing. So like there is anti-cheat stuff in place. And like I know that like I'm not saying that Blizzard is going to run any servers because the servers are going to be peer-to-peer. But like the big concern with the PC release is going to be like cheating, and like who's going to handle that sort of responsibility, because I know Blizzard and Activision are one company now. And so
I'm pretty sure Activision owns Bungie too.
I think so. I think that's the whole reason why they're even doing this.
Yeah.
That and they're using the popularity of Blizzard as it is right now and how they are doing good.
Do you hope that it'll trickle down onto poor old Destiny?
Yeah. Do you think that it being on the Blizzard launcher is going to help or hurt the sales of the PC version because it's not on Steam?
Honestly, it'll probably, I won't say that it's gonna hurt it, but I don't think it's gonna help it too much. Like, if anything, it'll help Blizzard more than it'll help Bungie, because you'll have your people that are like, oh, I definitely want to play Destiny on the PC, and they'll get it, and they'll have to use Battle.net or Blizzard app, and maybe they haven't really ever played like Overwatch or whatever, or maybe they haven't played Heroes or Hearthstone or whatever, and they're like, oh well, it's right here and it's free, so I can just install it. So you'll get people that maybe are now using the Blizzard app for the first time,
right?
And
I mean, it's kind of to me it looks like it's a big middle finger to Steam, to be honest.
And
but I mean, why would you go to a third party when you can keep it in your own company?
Exactly. And honestly, like, competition's good. Like, by all means, like, people.
I'm pretty sure Blizzard came out and said they weren't like they weren't gonna be directly competing with Steam anytime soon.
Yeah.
This is just like
Blizzard doesn't have enough games.
Yeah. Well, I meant what they meant was like they aren't gonna just like let third-party people come in and host their games on Battle or Blizzard app.
And I'm trying to think of like, because when did Blizzard announce that they got bought out by Activision? That was a couple years ago, like 4 years ago.
A while ago. Maybe even more than that.
Yeah. But like, I mean, it's good for, this is like a win situation for Blizzard, to be honest, because like you said, it's gonna drive traffic to more of their games, and then like they didn't really have to do much. They just had to host the damn thing. That's all.
So Activision, that's right. I remember reading about this now. Activision didn't actually like buy Blizzard how you would like imagine. They merged with Vivendi Games, which included the Blizzard brand name.
Mm-hmm.
So in 2008 is when it happened, and then in 2013, Activision Blizzard became a thing. It looks like.
Okay. I was gonna say, I was seeing if like maybe they made the merge in anticipation for this, but
I'm so confused. I don't know business things. It says on July 25th, 2013, Activision Blizzard announced the purchase of 429 million shares from majority owner Vivendi. So that means they were now the majority owner of Activision Blizzard. But
anyways, Activision owns some
a majority
portion of Blizzard. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So they affect their decisions when they do things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
yeah.
Are you in a rush, Jordan?
No, I just
You seemed like you definitely did not want to talk about business parts of the gaming industry.
It's slightly not what I don't really care.
Oh, okay.
Okay. All right. Well, then you said you wanted to bring something up, Jordan. So why don't you start talking instead of playing WoW?
So what I was going to bring up is the new Call of Duty zombie maps.
Yeah.
They are using the. I just said I didn't want to talk about business, but I guess this kind of relates to business. So they are using the older Call of Duty, or they actually already released it. So they used the older Call of Duty game, Call of Duty Black Ops 3.
Yeah,
is what they released the new zombies kind of. I wouldn't say it's anniversary, but it's like the best of. So they basically took like the best map from like each of the past Call of Duty the past Call of Duty games that had zombie modes in them, and they used the original 4 characters that they had like started a storyline, because there's like actually a storyline with Call of Duty Zombies, believe it or not.
Sure.
Maybe not the very first one. The very first one I think was like just straight up like Nazi zombies. That was it. You know,
which
they were Nazis. They were zombies.
President?
I don't know, Jesse.
I'm not sure. I think the first Black Ops. Or maybe it was the second.
I don't play Call of Duty games, so this conversation is about on level with Jordan's enthusiasm for business.
I played
hold
Black
on now.
Ops 1
I'm getting to my point. No snarkiness. It is that the Black Ops 3 game being used instead of Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. So I was talking with a coworker of mine, and he was the one that had looked this up because he was curious about it himself, and it is because they wanted to save money, more or less. They like why put it on the higher end, I guess, of like the newer software, the newer updated version of the game, when people are still playing the older game, and it'll be a little bit more effective, I guess, for them to just put it to that version than to bring everything up to the other one, because there is a zombie mode in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare, but they didn't bring this whole kind of best of thing. I think it's like 5 maps. It's the original 4 characters. They have, I believe, Moon. Actually, I'm going to look up the list so I don't say the wrong thing. But I know they used the the voice actors, I'm trying to remember. I think it's Steve Bloom is one of them.
He's in every video game.
Yeah, he's a pretty popular.
Him, Jennifer Hale, Troy Baker.
Oh yeah,
like everything.
So yeah, they just call it it's DLC 5 Zombie Chronicles, and so the maps include Noctur. Oh, actually no, I'm not gonna try to pronounce those. It looks like there are 2 from World at War. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 from. Oh, no, 5 from the first 2 Black Ops games. So that is a total of 7 maps.
Okay.
It is, I think it's $20 or $25. I don't know about that.
Oh, it's not free.
Yeah. And it says the only downside is that you'll need a copy of Black Ops 3 in order to access this content. So that's the other thing, is that, with all of this, all these maps and whatnot, and you still do need the game. It's not its own standalone. Which, honestly, at this point, I don't understand why Call of Duty hasn't just released, like, Call of Zombies, like, and just make a zombie game.
Yeah.
I'm positive that it would sell like freaking white on rice. I don't know. It would.
Yeah,
sell
but
like
then
hotcakes.
how would they do? I guess the online would just be like only horde mode.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, that's what a lot of people play the Call of Duty. If they don't want to play the multiplayer, they can go and play that. I think that's the only reason why they include both, but they would be able to like spruce it up a little bit more, I guess. I don't know. It has been a long time since I've played the zombies mode, but I had played it on this Black Ops 2, and it was pretty legit. It felt like its own game.
Yeah, I mean, to me, the zombies always was a nice addition to kind of balance out the serious tone of the game, because like all the campaigns and all those stories are like super dark and like kind of heavy on the tone, because it's fucking war. So to have like a zombie kind of like experience in those games was kind of a nice balance, I found. It's neat that they get to have it on Black Ops 3 now. I don't necessarily know if I agree with the $25 price point for that, though, especially considering Black Ops 3 is a couple years old now by this point.
And that's the thing. People are like, that's kind of weird. I mean, it's great because like it's really fun. They for like the older maps, they introduce the newer zombie concepts, like some of the newer weapons, I guess, or some of the newer power-ups that you can get with the older maps, which that makes something old a little bit more fresh. But this is a game that came out like 2 years ago, and so I mean, for those people that buy the game and then trade it in as soon as the newer version comes out, I'm sure that they're like, god damn you, Treyarch.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's more stuff, so you can't really complain about that. But I mean, it's almost kind of like, why wasn't this there in the first place? It kind of seems like it's like a little too late.
It seems like odd timing. But some people are saying that they just wanted to perhaps boost in sales for the franchise, or they just wanted to do a greatest hits collection. I mean, Call of Duty not too long ago, what was it? I think maybe it was Infinite Warfare. They released the remastered of Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the first Modern Warfare.
Mm-hmm.
It's possible that they just wanted to do this just for zombies so that it's out there. I don't know if maybe they've been working on it for a while, and then they were like, crap, we got to work on something else. Well, let's release this. I don't know. It seems a little odd.
Yeah. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to add about that.
Oh, wait. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I was reading the Euro price. $25 Euro. It's actually $30 American.
€25 is a lot of money for Euros. That's
or
a
is
lot.
that pound? Or maybe that's pound. 25 pound.
That's still a lot of money, though.
25 pounds is like over $30.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it says it's $30.
Yeah, it's usually actually cheaper in the United States than it is anywhere else. So
But it's something. It's not included in the season pass, which I would understand. It's not because the game came out 2 years ago. I don't know if I don't know if Call of Duty is a game that has more than one season. I know there's a couple of games that do season passes that they actually have more than one season, but usually when a season pass comes out, it comes out like the beginning of the game, and then that's it, and then that's their one season.
I miss being able to.
Yeah.
I miss the old days of being able to buy a game and then that was the game. Like it
Yeah.
came with everything.
It's funny we talk about $60 games, and then how the price of games have stayed the same. The past like 3 generations, games have been like $60, but people keep forgetting that pretty much every single game that releases out there, minus for a couple of them, there's always DLC that comes out that is like another $30. Or like another $25
purchases,
Mm-hmm.
like even if it's just like little things.
And those add up to the point where I would actually probably be willing to just dish out like $75 if I get everything and I don't have to pay an additional amount.
And you don't have to
afterwards.
wait.
And also not having to wait, but
Like,
I mean, that's
how they get you to pull you along. That's their fishing wire that they keep trying to lure you along to keep playing the game, because
yeah. I mean, there are certain instances where I'm definitely not okay with there being DLC. I think having day one DLC is probably one of the
the worst.
Day one DLC
hands
is
down.
just like, why wasn't it just in the game? kind of
fighting
thing.
games are notorious for
They're
getting the
awful.
communities absolutely up in arms, because when if I get a fighting, okay, Injustice, we'll use that one right now because I'm playing that one. Injustice 2, there's 3 DLC characters for the season pass. I think only they're dishing them out slowly, but why aren't they just in the game? Why are you adding them?
Weren't there like 2 characters you could buy too, Jordan, right away?
Yes. So Darkseid was a pre-order bonus that you can just buy yourself anyways. I'm glad that I didn't pre-order because I can just get it anyways. There's no.
But you have to pay for it.
Now I have to pay for it. You're right, but if I really, really want him, I can get him.
I think
now.
what you're saying is you're more glad that he wasn't a pre-order exclusive.
I guess, yeah. But also, I don't really care. I probably will not use him anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't plan on buying him anytime soon. But then
They're expensive too, aren't they? Like $7 for a character.
It's $5, but still, that's for 2 characters. That's $10 right there. And so your $60 game, if you want all the characters at launch, is now $70.
Yeah.
Plus the DLC, which I think is $25. It's either 20 or 25. That tacks that on there additionally.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at a $95 game potentially.
Yeah. This is also assuming that you didn't just buy, because the one thing that Injustice does do that I disagree with to some extent, I think that a lot of that stuff should have just been in the game, but they have 3 different versions of the game. So they have the quote unquote full game, and then they have the deluxe edition, which comes with the bonus characters.
Derek came over and we talked about it, and I mean, it is
the 3 bonus characters, and then some shaders and
just some hero skin. I mean, it's coloring. That's just it's cosmetic or
and
whatever.
then there was the ultimate edition, which was $100, and it comes with the season pass, so all the DLC characters, all the shader packs, and a couple hero skins or whatever. So that is more or less the full game. If you want the full Injustice 2, you drop $100 on it.
Yeah, my issue with any DLC, if it's not cosmetic, and it's day one, it should have been in the game. There was speaking of fighting games, I forget what fighting game it was, but there was a huge uproar that a lot of characters were locked behind DLC, but they were on the damn disc, and it was
Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Yep.
Yeah, and I remember that being a huge issue. I remember Mass Effect 3 being a huge issue. I think we've talked about that already, but like, it's just the only way that DLC is gonna stop is if people stop buying DLC. And
I very rarely buy DLC. Zelda was the rare instance, and I actually feel bad for buying the Zelda DLC because I don't want to feed Nintendo the hey, look, this works bone.
And that's
but at the same
thing.
time, like, I want to play the fucking bonus stuff. Like, I want the extra story stuff that's coming out at the end of the year, and I want to play the horde mode thing to boost my Master Sword when it comes out this summer or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I want to play those things, but at the same time, like, I don't want. Like, I'm afraid that when Mario Odyssey comes out, it's gonna be like, oh, by the way, you have to spend $6.99 on the
Do
third
you want to
world.
play the first 3 worlds? Well, you better buy them.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the Mario Run method.
Yeah. I honestly feel like they won't do that for Odyssey, but
Oh, they'll get so much shit. They will. There's no way in hell.
But if they here's an example. And I'm really glad they didn't do this for this game, but Super Mario Maker, they could easily go, hey, do you want a bundle of more items to use in your map making?
Oh yeah.
Buy the toolkit number 2.
That would have been a nightmare.
For $7.99. And it's like, well, fuck. Like, I want to be able to make cool things that these people are making. Oh shit. Nintendo, if you're watching this, don't take that idea.
Taking notes.
That Derek kid, he is pretty smart. We could make lots of money using Super Mario Maker Switch. Yeah, like, I guess I also bought Super Smash Bros. DLC.
See, that's one of those that is one of those ones that, you know, well, especially with Smash Bros, you know, you want to be able to play all the characters, obviously, because that's the whole point. I mean, they were adding maps too, which actually was nice. A lot of fighters will just add fighters, and they won't even add any more maps.
Yeah, the Super Smash Bros. Did like a character with its map.
So that at least was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But definitely,
there's definitely right and wrong ways to do DLC. Day one DLC is 100% the wrong way to do it.
Yep.
Announcing that there's going to be DLC immediately.
Oh, how about this? BioShock Infinite. That's DLC done right.
Yeah.
With Burial at Sea.
Yeah.
That was good.
Exactly.
I loved because it was a tack on to the story. It wasn't just like an extra character. Like if it's story based, like, I mean, yeah, that's awesome, and I get why they do it because they want you to keep playing the game. They want it still to be like in the mainstream, but
they want it to be relevant.
And that wasn't released right at the beginning of the game too. So
no, that was released like a year later.
Right. Exactly, and at least the base game was a complete game. That's the difference.
100%.
Yeah.
Day one DLC is, I'm trying to think of like a good metaphor. It's like if you go out to dinner and you order like a steak dinner.
All right, here we go.
And it comes out and they're like, "Oh, the seasoning is actually extra. You have to pay $3 more for the steak to be seasoned. Oh, and if you want butter on your mashed potatoes, that's an extra $2.99.
Well, I mean, you could eat it like as is.
Chipotle and guac.
You know, you're not
but
getting
it's gross.
You're not getting the full experience.
Yeah, it's Chipotle and guac. If you want guac, it's an extra $3.
That's a better analogy, Jesse. It's Day one DLC is Chipotle's guac policy.
I know what the title of this podcast will be now.
DLC is Chipotle's guac.
Yep.
Oh man, there you go, instant classic.
Yeah. God, yeah. I can get livid over DLC.
Yeah, and it's only getting worse. That's the problem. Is like
it
because
seems
people buy
to
into
be working
it.
still because people you know, they're sold on it because they make it, they hype it up, or maybe not even they hype it up, but they just make it to like the average consumer, like, oh hey, you know, if you want to play the whole game, you really should get this. Oh well, yeah. I want to play the whole game, and then like people aren't getting upset. The average consumer isn't getting upset. Like, oh hey, why do I have to pay for the whole game if like, with this extra stuff? Why isn't it just in the game?
Well, yeah, and that's the thing with like season passes.
That pisses me off more than anything.
Like games are launching now with like you can buy a season pass, and it's like, well, okay, I already know this game isn't complete, so I'm not gonna I just won't buy it right away. I'll just wait for the Game of the Year edition when that comes out.
Yep.
And like I'm bummed with like Final Fantasy 15. I bought that game and loved the base game, but I knew it was missing a whole bunch of stuff, and that there was 3 episodes that were missing of like all the main characters besides Noctis, who's the main one.
Wow.
And so they've released one already. There's another one coming in June, and then I think the last one's going to be out at the end of the year, and then you get the whole story experience. But I don't know, man.
It's just frustrating.
Yeah, it is.
That's what season pass. Having a season pass on launch is the equivalent of day one DLC, in my opinion. Like, games should come out in full, and then 6 months later, companies should be like, by the way, we know how much you really like our games, so we decided to make some more content. But, unfortunately, it costs us money to make stuff, so you have to pay for it. Understandable. I get it. I get that approach to DLC. Like, what I don't understand is companies that go, we're releasing this really awesome game. It's $60, and don't forget to pick up your $40 season pass when you pick it up at GameStop. Like, that's not a game then. Why am I spending $60 on a game if it's not all there yet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Release the season pass later on. Like, what companies should do, what they should have been doing is they should have been like, here's our game, and then like when they have the first bit of DLC ready to go, like they're ready to release it, they should be like, all right, you can buy our first patch of DLC, and also because you guys are so excited about the game, you can also buy the season pass because we have some other stuff in our head that we're gonna work on.
Oh, like, boy!
Exactly. That's like a much better approach to it, other than going, hey, here's our game. There's like 16 things that you can tack on in like a year and a half, so you can pay for it all now if you want. Okay, bye.
Yeah. And we've like,
they don't do a good job at hyping it up.
We've bitched about paying for loot boxes and Overwatch and stuff like that, but like the game, you buy it once and then everything else they're putting out there is free. So
exactly,
I can't complain.
Yeah.
Like
cosmetic
Grand
cosmetic
Theft Auto
stuff is fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They did the same thing. They haven't done all of their in-game updates and whatnot, to my knowledge, free. There's I think there's in-game transactions if you choose to, but everything else
I think
there is.
I think you can like buy money or something.
Yeah.
Also, GTA 5 is number 4 on the number 1 on like the top selling list of like the whatever the rankings are for like the months. Like it's still up there, and it came out in fucking, was it 2013, 2014?
Something crazy.
Yeah, it was a while.
That,
yeah. Well, there's a couple. That's the other thing, is that they launched several versions of that game. Because they launched the ones that were on the
patches.
360, PS3, and then they also launched it on the next console.
Yeah,
or the
PC
next.
yeah. Like that's nuts.
It came out in 2013. Yeah, the end of 2013.
Mm-hmm.
So
I still have not beaten that game. I didn't even get that far in it.
I haven't either. Every now and then I'll pop it in and just like kill people and then shut it off and not play it for a couple more months.
Yeah. I don't know. It's like, you guys know.
Do you pretend that they're DLC?
Yeah, exactly. I pretend they're whoever came up with DLC for specific games.
Yeah. You guys know for me, like, how if I play a game and it doesn't grab me right away, like, I just, even though I spent the money on it, I just won't go back to it.
Yeah.
Like, that was like, I'm sure it's a great game, but I just, like.
Do you guys have any games that you've bought and just never played?
For Honor. For Honor.
Deus Ex. Shit, I don't even remember what the name of it is. Deus Ex, that one that I got when it was on sale.
There are a handful of ones like on Steam that I buy and just never play.
I don't do it as much anymore.
Recently, I literally bought a PS4 game and have never played it.
Which one?
And Gravity Rush 2.
Aw.
I've heard about that.
It looked really fun, and I was super excited to play it, and I was going to play it for the channel, and then I couldn't get my PS4 to work with my capture card, And I was like, well,
Did you try streaming it to your PC?
no. Can you do that? With
You
the
can
PS4?
stream PS4 to PC, yeah.
It's called remote
Oh.
play. You just go to...
It's the same thing that Xbox does. PS4
Yeah.
came up with it like I don't know. It was after Windows had that's because that's what I'm doing for the Xbox streaming. Is I'm streaming that to my PC and then recording that.
I'll have to check that out because
I'll send you a
want to
link.
play it.
It's I'm not sure how the latency is. Like, it was okay-ish for me when I tried it.
Yeah, it was so.
Yeah. The because I thought about it because I was like, which version of Rhyme do I get? Do I get the PS4 one or the PC one? But
Yeah.
I'm gonna get the PC one because it's gonna be zero
smart.
lag.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think that's an episode, guys.
Wait. Super
maybe
last
not.
minute topic. I was just
Okay.
gonna say, as far as it goes, it kind of goes along with the DLC and whatnot. But as far as it goes for the potential, because I'm playing Injustice 2 right now.
Yep.
And it goes along with the potential characters that they're going to be releasing. Two of them that are speculated is Spawn, and the other one is Hellboy.
Oh, cool.
Which would be pretty neat. You know, NetherRealm has gotten quite a lot of movie rights not movie rights, video game rights to characters that like have been out in movies and whatnot. So most recently, speaking from Mortal Kombat X, they had Predator, they had Alien, they had Jason Voorhees, they had Leatherface. You know, the previous Mortal Kombat game, they had oh gosh, what was it called?
Jason at one point.
Jason is Mortal Kombat X, but the other Freddy Krueger. They had Freddy Krueger.
Oh, cool.
I think for the PlayStation version, they had Kratos, if I'm correct. That was on the previous Mortal Kombat, which was pretty neat. You know, I mean that's more of a video game rights type thing than a movie rights, but you know, Spawn is a comic book character. Hellboy, same thing. Both of them are comic book themed, so it's very possible, because this is Injustice, which is, you know, all about comic book superheroes. You know, they already have Sub-Zero is one of the in-game characters, but that's because it's NetherRealm Studios, which they do Mortal Kombat. So for them to include Spawn and Hellboy would be pretty neat. It would go along with, you know, they're both fairly violent characters. I don't see them, you know, getting the Care Bears or something.
I love that. I just want them to do that.
That'd be great DLC, actually. Just like seeing Care Bears like rip people apart.
Care Bear stare.
Teletubby edition.
I'd want that to be on like Mortal Kombat more than Injustice, though.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So you get like finishers and stuff.
Apparently there is Easter eggs for that. I guess there are ways that you can do kind of finishers in or fatalities inside of Injustice.
Really?
I'll look up how to do it. I'll do it on one of my streams, but I just thought it was interesting. I don't know what other characters you guys can think of, like off the top of your head, kind of third party-ish, that are violent that they could get. Comic book wise, nothing else really comes to mind besides those two. But Moon
Knight would be a cool one.
I think Moon Knight is Marvel though. So
is he owned by Marvel?
Yeah.
I thought that he was like his own thing.
I'm positive he's Marvel. He could be DC, but I'm pretty sure he's Marvel.
I thought he was like an independent. I don't know. I guess he is on Marvel. Huh. I always thought that he was, because he always looks more gritty than like a Marvel comic. So
he's kind of. I think he has he has schizophrenia, right? Or like he's a superhero with multiple personalities.
Yeah, I always thought that he was like a gritty like Dark Horse superhero or something.
Wait, actually, that is one thing my coworker mentioned, and it is canon with the latest DC comics. Any of the members from Watchmen.
Oh yeah,
they actually could bring in, you know, Rorschach would be a great one. You know, he's a really gritty, up in your face fighter. I don't see them doing
Comedian.
Owlman. Oh yeah, Comedian. I don't see them doing Owlman only because Batman's in. You know, they're basically the same thing. I know,
more or less.
You know, they're not, but they kind of are.
Yeah.
I don't know any of the characters we're talking about right now, so
It's okay.
Yeah,
We'll
sure,
end
that
on
sounds great. Yeah.
So, actually, no, we're going to end it. I'm going to do this in post, but we're going to end on this terrible picture of Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle that is coming to the Switch at some point.
that's a thing. No, that's real.
No, we're not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to put it up, and it looks awful. It's like the first picture of it, and thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Sorry that you have to look at this terrible imagery that I'm staring at right now. And
I'm so sad.
come back for the next week's episode of the /Group podcast. Bye.
Bye-bye.